Coach, with that many fouls called, is it hard to offensively get into a flow of what you wanted to get done tonight?
I think it's just adjusting. What's it like to watch it?
Not good.
Yeah, okay, well, we took 37 free throws, and I don't know, it just seemed like that's what's important right now. So if you're not taking advantage of going to the rim, I was very pleased whenever we were getting foul calls. I thought the first couple minutes of the second half changed the game. They just stepped on us, and then we were playing catch up the whole game.
Coach, when you guys got that shot at the very end that just rimmed out, that was obviously what you guys wanted at that point. The bad break just didn't drop.
Yeah, I thought it was a great shot from a good guy that makes him really pleased with the shot. And down 67-59 with less than 4, really happy to be getting a shot to tie it and send it overtime. Thought the guy was happy that the guys executed there.
What do you like about your team so far? I know it's only been 2 games, but what do you guys do well that you're going to hang your hat on?
Well, they like each other. We're playing without our captain and leading scorer and sort of emotional and heart. And I thought we came into a tough place to play and competed to win. We out-rebounded a really good rebounding team. We didn't shoot the ball particularly well. I think we're a pretty good shooting team. I think that we're smart, and I don't mean that because we go to Princeton. I think these guys know how to play, and we work hard on that. I mean, big guys dribble, little guys post, sort of interchangeable pieces. There's no moral victories here, but I like this team. I think we can be pretty good.
Anything else? Thank you.
Good seeing you. Good to see you.
Will join us shortly. Coach, if you give us an opening statement, then we'll open up for questions.
First and foremost, Princeton played a very good basketball game. And going into the game and looking at their scores last year and watching them play on film, we knew that this was going to be a really good basketball game. In fact, at halftime, we actually talked about if we were able to get up at any point in time, especially early on, that they were going to come back. They were going to keep fighting throughout the game, and we had to keep playing possession by possession. They present a lot of matchup problems for their size and their skill, their ability to change the game with the three-point line, and then their ability to post up around the basket. They can do a lot of things on the offensive end. I'd like to give our guys a lot of credit down the stretch especially. It takes a certain group of guys when you need to get a stop and to get it done. And to have that moment when you're up by 2 points, the other team has the ball, and for us to be able to execute on the defensive end of the floor, get the stop when we needed to, I give our guys credit during that time.
Coach, last year you guys averaged about 18 fouls a game. Tonight you got called for 27. How's that change what you want to get done offensively or defensively? How pressuring the ball, things like that?
Yeah, I do think if you look at our 2 exhibition games, our 2 regular season games, we've done a pretty good job of playing defense without fouling. Tonight, there were a lot of fouls called on both ends. I think part of that was Princeton put a lot of pressure on defense. They tried to drive the ball. They tried to post the ball. They put a lot of pressure on defense, but we made some silly fouls as well, especially off the ball. We had some things that we need to take care of where we're not fouling when the offense isn't putting pressure on our defense. So we made some silly fouls, especially in the second half. But the game's being called different. The rule changes are real. They're calling hand checks. They're calling arm bars. They're calling some of the physicality off the ball that, in the past, is that a foul? Maybe not. And I thought we've done a pretty good job adjusting to that for the most part this year. And today they called some of the fouls, but I think they had to do more with Princeton putting pressure on our defense.
Is that something you talk about in practice? Your assistant coaches are telling guy, hey, now that's a foul, and so you got to change kind of how you play.
Yeah, it is. We've talked about the new rules. We work technique in practice every day. We work to keep our hands off, to keep arm bars off, and we've been pretty good so far. If you look around the country and the way the games are being called and how many fouls are called and how many free throws are shot, we've been pretty good. And again, tonight I thought Princeton did a very good job of attacking us and putting us in situations whether they put pressure on us, and we made some bad fouls in the second half.
Brandon, you called timeout there with 31 seconds left. What were you trying to get in that situation? They came down, they doubled Kellen down in the corner.
Yeah, we set up a ball screen on the wing. They did a good job of pinning the ball screen on the sideline. And, at the end of the day, they changed defenses down the stretch of the game. And we were looking to play a two-man game on the side pick and roll, and they defended it pretty well.
Kellen, when you grabbed that last rebound after they missed, kind of put your elbows out, what was your emotions at that point to kind of finally wrap this one up, essentially?
Yeah, it was definitely a hard-fought game. I was just pretty excited that we were fortunate enough to get that stop at the end. Devontae did a nice job walling up or getting his hands up underneath and making that shot tough for number 4, but just getting the rebound was huge for us, and we're looking ahead.
What about just the flow of the game, all the foul calls in the second half for a shooter, for you, the flow of the game just stopped so many times? How frustrating did that get?
It's fine. I just think that my teammates are really mentally tough, and we can get through that, and we understand the new rule change, and it's going to affect the game in that way, so we're going to approach every game like that and just try not to foul as much as we can.
Kellen, last year you averaged less than 3 free throws a game. Granted, you didn't play 35 minutes a game last year like you did tonight. Tonight you shot 11 free throws and you were driving the ball all the time, it seemed like. Is that something that you know with these rules, I'm going to drive and get to the line and get my points that way? So is that a concerted effort on your part, or was it just Princeton and the way things were tonight?
The way things were tonight, I hit a few shots early, and I think that they were a little bit jumpy throughout the game, so I was able to sneak by my guy a few times and draw fouls, but that rule definitely plays a part in making it a little bit easier on me getting fouls.
Coach, Cam Woods got saddled with a couple of fouls early on in the game, but came out in the second half and really made a difference. Just kind of talk about the energy that he brought to the team in the second half.
Yeah, I think not only what shows up on the stat sheet, and obviously he had a double-double, was very active on the glass, and then his big shot late. I think he hit the last field goal that we made in the game when we needed a big bucket. But him on the defensive end as well. When he's sitting on the bench, we miss not only his size and his length on the defensive end of the floor, but his mind. He's got a great mind. He sees things happen. He covers up for a lot of mistakes. But we try to get him back in the first half, even with the 2 fouls. He played a little bit. But he was aggressive and was able to play like he normally plays in the second half. Because in the first half he's worried about foul trouble.
So that won't be a hard and fast rule. You get 2 fouls, you're done for the half. I mean, you kind of just judge it how you go.
Yeah, I don't. If somebody gets 2 fouls in the first half, it doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to sit the rest of the half. I look at it and say, what is the difference between 17 minutes into the game or 3 minutes into the second half? I mean, if you really think about the 6 minutes difference, why would you play him then and sit him in the first half? And there are situations and times within the flow of the game, you need a player to come in and step up and play and help your team. So no, that's not a rule on our bench that if you get 2 fouls, you sit.
Brandon, this was a pretty ugly game. I mean, probably happy that you guys were able to kind of escape and win ugly, I guess, and against a team that really wouldn't just give up.
No, I think anytime you get a win, you never apologize for the win. The game was called the way it was called. It was played the way it was played. And, we fought towards the end of the game, and we came up with the stop that we needed to come up with. We celebrated in our locker room and sang the war song like we do with all wins. And we're smiling. We're happy that we came away with the win. And we also know we play on Tuesday against Vanderbilt.
Can you talk a little bit about Alex's defense? It seems like he pressures the ball, he jumps to the ball, he comes over here and takes away a cut, and then gets back to it. I mean, he's just relentless, it seems like, defensively.
He is. That's his strength, his ability to defend multiple people on that end of the floor, to use his mind, to use his lateral quickness. A lot of times when you think of Alex Barlow, you don't think athleticism.
He is.
He's very good at lateral. He has an ability to stay in front of the ball. He has quick hands. He gets his hands on a lot of balls. He leads our team in steals, and he also has a great mind. He can sit in the film room and he can watch, and he can take what we watch in film and translate it to the game, and he sees what's going on the floor. So that's his strength, is on the defensive end of the floor, and he brings that to our team game in, game out.
Cam, when that last second shot went up and they had a pretty good look at the basket, what was going through your head?
Before that even, I think something that we take pride in playing here is that, if we're going to win a game on one end of the floor, it's going to be defensively. So going into that possession, I was confident that the guys we had on the floor could get a stop. Devontae just came in off the bench, and, they went right at him. And, when he's dribbling in the post, you think, do you want to go or not? They've been throwing in there all night. But, I got faith in our guys. And when it went up, I knew that all 5 guys would be crashing that glass with everything they had. And we did. It was a big stop. Proud of it.
Something to add on top of that, we had a situation in practice, I want to say it was Thursday, when we were playing, and it was white versus blue. The game ended in a tie, and I gave the white team the option: you can either have the ball to win the game, or you can play defense to win the game. And like Cam said, we take pride in being able to get stops to win the game. The white team said, hey, we want to play D, to try to win in practice. And for us to be in that situation tonight, up 2, we needed to stop. Again, we take pride on the defensive end of the floor.
Are the white teams that your starters, or is that usually yours?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Cam, how's the hand?
Oh, it's fine. Just mainly precautionary.
What'd you do to it exactly?
There's just like a bone in my wrist that's a little sore, so just ice it and tape it a certain way. It doesn't really affect me that much.
Kellen, from a stress standpoint, it's probably better to win by 40 than to win on a last possession like you did. But are these type of games better for the team in general because it helps you down the road more so than maybe a 30-point win or a 40-point win?
I think so. I think my teammates just did a really good job closing out games, and it in a way it builds a lot of chemistry too. Kind of going through a battle together. It's only good for your team to come out victorious. So it's definitely a good game for us. And from like a battle standpoint, obviously it's going to beat you up a little bit, and I guess not good for your health as much as a 30-point win would be.
Mental toughness-wise, it helps, doesn't it, that you just survived this challenge?
Exactly.
Cam, I'd asked Coach Miller about this, but you got saddled with 2 fouls in the first half, didn't get to play very much. What was your mindset coming out into the second half?
I think my teammates did a really good job of picking me up when I came out with 2 fouls, and even in the locker room, because to say that my mind was at ease when I went out with 2 fouls, I'd be lying. It was tough. You want to play, you want to compete, you want to be out there with the guys, and I had to sit it out. But I think my teammates did a great job of picking me up, telling me that they need me, and just to be aggressive and not worry about those type of things. So start the second half, my mind was at ease. Just play aggressive as always, do whatever it takes to win. So fouls weren't even thinking about it anymore.
My last one, I'm working on commission tonight. Cam, you came in with Alex. Talk a little bit about when you saw him as a freshman, and he's a walk-on, and it's only natural to like, hey, certain guys are on scholarships, certain guys are walk-ons, but I know Coach Stevens always talked about everybody's equal, but did you ever like watch him and like, holy cow, that kid can play? I don't care if he's on scholarship or not.
You're right. We really never look at scholarship or non-scholarship. We know everybody here are players, and we're all like a certain type of guy, Butler people. And Barlow, over the years, the one thing that you can say about him is he's been one of the hardest workers that I've ever seen. He's in the gym late, he's watching film. He works harder than anybody out there, just as hard as anybody out there. And that's a testament to what he's done and where he's at in his program. Barlow, you know, is a great player, great defender, does a lot of things out there that people don't see that win games. So, you know, you really can't say enough good things about Barlow. You know, he's a great teammate, and he's earned everything that he's got so far.
Anything else for Coach and the players? Thanks, guys.